minutes.
Yeah, I got you. But I was
What's going on,
hit...
everybody? What's up, Manny, Ben? Let's see who else we see here. Tina, welcome, guys. Let's see. I have the waiting room up as well as the chat and everything, so I'm good. I set up my multiple monitors and we're okay. No big deal.
Of course, you have the record on, obviously.
And we are recording, yes.
Cool. Let me nah, get out of here, dude. Isn't he a baseball player, bro? I thought he was like 6 feet tall.
No, you could be 5'4" and play baseball. You'd be good at
it. Brandon, if this workshop was meant for anybody, it's you, bro. This is perfect for you, right up your alley.
Hey, Bradley, you know what? I'm kind of I'm thankful to be here, but I'm a little upset with you, man.
What? Why?
I sent you a DM. You ain't even respond to it.
When?
Hey, you know what? Hey, to be fair, I think you were on vacation. So I was like, okay, he's on vacation. He probably doesn't want to be bothered with this right now.
You can't hold me. You can't hold me to it when I'm on vacation. It doesn't happen very often.
No, you on vacation, bro. You on vacation. But I think the question I asked.
Oh yeah, it was the day before my birthday. It was March 3rd. It was the day before my birthday. So
yeah. Well, I think whenever
he may
I
have
asked
been
you
drunk for that week.
you were definitely doing it. But I'm pretty sure the question that I asked you, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get all that information right here. So
you definitely get some of it, man. I love who doesn't respond to a message like that, bro? I apologize. That's on me.
No, you're good. No, because like I said, I knew, I would have, if this wasn't happening, I would have sent you another DM or called you or tried to ask Joe for your number or something.
Well, I'll shoot you a message. I'll shoot you a prompt response right now with my number so you can call me.
Okay.
After we get done with this.
Sounds awesome.
We're good. Or so I can call you. But yeah, man, appreciate it. We got Mike Moore in the building too, the $1 million ACA agent. I don't know why he's here trying to learn how to make 6 figures outside of OE. He's making 7 figures,
bro.
In OE.
You got to add them together to make 13 figures, bro. He's a 13-figure agent.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm not turning down 6 figures ever, so it's all good.
Exactly. I'm ready to run it when you are, Brad.
Yeah, let's give it one more minute. I'm still letting some people in, so
gotcha.
Go one more minute and then we'll get rolling here.
I hope you know when I introduce you, Brad, I'm literally going to tell a story about us meeting at Medicare Con, because that's still one of the funniest stories of my life. It's like, what do you know about U65? It's like, oh, I'm actually the keynote speaker. And I'm like, bro.
That's awesome.
That's still one of the funniest moments of my life. Like, what are the odds, right? There's like 300 people in a room.
Yeah, that was a fun time, man. This one's going to be even better.
I hope so.
And then yeah, Joe, and whenever you jump off, Joe, you can stay and answer any questions or whatever, right?
100%.
All right, we're good. You're bogging a little bit, freezing up a little bit. You're good now. All right, Michael, I'll keep yeah, you're good now. Michael, I'll keep letting people in as they come in. If you want to go ahead and get rolling. I think we are already recording. Let me just confirm. Yep, we're already recording. Everyone's good. So we've got the floor open to be able to unmute. So let's try to remain muted and quiet as long as we can. Otherwise, we have to mute everybody as they come in. But a webinar usually under 30, 40, 50 people. We can all be polite, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
So let's go ahead and get this started. So my name is Michael Benyaminov. I am not Victor Gonzalez. If you were expecting him, you can go ahead and log off already, right? So my name is Michael. I'm the managing partner at Sentinel Financial. We're going to be going over how to make 6 figures outside of OEP, specifically with an under 65 health market. Gentleman that we have today is Mr. Bradley, the Radley Hannon. I want to start off with a short story about him. Him and I met last year at Medicare Conference 2021, hosted by Justin Brock. And we ended up sitting next to each other. And I asked him, I said, what do you do for work? Because obviously you're all there to network. And he says, I do health insurance. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. What kind? He's like, for young people, anybody under 65. I was like, okay, I heard there's not any money in that. The face that Bradley makes to me is like, huh? He's like, oh baby, there's money in that. And then I come to find out that Bradley's actually at the conference as a keynote speaker to specifically talk about under 65 health. So what I want to say is that not only have I seen Bradley succeed on a personal and business level, the man lives and breathes what he does and has some of the best content I've ever seen across all lines of insurance. So without further ado, Bradley, go ahead and take it away, man. I'm excited to learn.
Well, thank you, buddy. And if I'm like looking over here and over here, I'm trying to let people in to the room as they still come in. But I was the keynote speaker at Medicare Con that last year and will be again this year. So I hope to see some of you guys here. I know some of you guys are producing in the Medicare as well as the under 65 space. So that's awesome. And what Michael said is so true. And that's really why I set out to, that's really why I started the content game, right? That's really why I started putting content out there in the first place, was to debunk the myth that there is not any money in under 65 health. But here's what I ran into, and I can't take all the credit for this. I've got a couple of good friends, mentors on the call with us as well that are going to help us kind of go over this. But one thing that I realized and what I was up against is I was kind of for lack of a better word, a one-trick pony, right? I was selling a lot of short-term medical, fixed benefit, healthy and wealthy market. And you sort of reach kind of a peak, or not even a peak, but you sort of, start to run into a wall. Well, what do I do with these folks over here? What do I do with these folks over here? You started to run into more unique scenarios. And I realized quickly that I absolutely needed to add to my product portfolio. So what we're talking about today is certainly making six figures outside of OEP, but it's bigger than the money, right? It's how to actually service your clients and meet them right where meet the need that they have, rather than trying to fit square pegs in round holes, right? So I want to introduce you guys to my partner, my friend, my mentor, Joe Crivillo as well. So this is presented by Compass Health, which is Joe Crivillo and myself, Elite Performance Insurance Company. Joe is going to jump in real quick and kind of share, but before he does, just kind of share the background of why we even have some of these products and whatnot. And before we get there, I do want to let you know, here's what we're going to cover, guys. We're going to cover what opportunities exist outside of the open enrollment period, right? We're going to cover why you need to build your product portfolio to meet those opportunities, right? To actually capture some of those opportunities, as well as the how. So we're going to teach you the what, the why, the how, and the how to cross-sell, how to bundle, how to meet any client's needs with some unique products. But before I get into it, I just want to tell you, this isn't all me, right? I met with my mentor who's on the call, and he said, well, man, you gotta have this product to meet that need. Well, you gotta have this product to meet that need. You gotta have this. And I'm like, man, before I know it, I didn't have the right product portfolio. We were dealing with very different scenarios. California, some of you guys are in weird states where, private options don't really exist, or, you're dealing with one big one, right? Someone leaving like a Fortune 100 company. They're used to this, full suite of benefits, and they leave and they got to get an HMO on the marketplace because it's the only thing that exists, and you don't have access to some of these products. So I started running these scenarios, and the more I ran into them, the more I realized that I just didn't have all of the necessary products. Now, more products does not always equal more money. So that's why we're going to cover kind of the how and where to sell some of these products. But before I do, I just want to introduce you to my good friend, my partner, Joe Crivillo, and he's got a little bit of something to say as well.
Good.
Thanks for being here as well, Joe.
Thanks for having me, brother, and good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. A lot of the stuff that Brad talked about is really the foundation of why we started looking for these products and where we come from. Okay, so at Compass Health Consultants, we've been doing what a lot of people in the under 65 market have been doing for a long time. And what we found ourselves doing was walking away from an awful lot of customers, telling them that we couldn't help them. And I was not comfortable with that. So we start looking, and what we found is there's a whole bunch of products that fit in different situations that we necessarily weren't used to. And now I can honestly tell you that we really feel like we have a product that fits everybody's situation, whether they are, currently pregnant or worried about getting different claims issues, filling every single gap. In the individual market, we are under the assumption that a lot of these people we just can't help. And with the portfolio that we have built and some of the stuff that Brad's going to share with you guys today, not only do we get to help all those people, which is first and foremost for me, but it makes me and all the agents a whole bunch of money. Unlike the rest of the under 65 market, I get excited when open enrollment ends. I get excited when open enrollment ends because that's when we make real money with each customer, right? Guys, ACA is one thing. $20 a head just doesn't excite me. I'm sorry. And so that's where, when the ACA goes away, we have products that are going to help everybody, and we actually get to get paid for what we do. And that's it. So thanks for having me on here, Brad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, just so you know, I'm not a big slideshow guy. So we've got a couple of pages here just to kind of get us rolling, but then we're going to actually jump into all of these products. So I'm not going to stick to the slideshow for very long, but real quick, just want to talk about the opportunities outside of open enrollment, right? Obviously the big one is special enrollment periods. If you're curious about that, if you want to know more about that, or how to target, how to go after individuals that have that special enrollment period, I can tell you there's better people on here, Mike Moore, namely, that can help you with that. But what I want to help you with is when you run into people with no coverage, right, in the middle of the year, filling gaps in coverage, cross-selling. Maybe somebody has an ACA plan with a very limited network, and that plan isn't very good to them if they can't see the doctors they want to see. So we've got some opportunities to fill those gaps as well. Bridging the gap to maybe employer or Medicare even, right? Maybe somebody that's, again, is used to a very benefit-rich plan from a Fortune 500 company that just isn't satisfied with an HMO on the marketplace. Maybe they missed open enrollment. Maybe they lost ACA due to missed follow-up. Right now, literally right now, March and April is a time to really clean up on that, because you've got follow-up documents that aren't being received on ACA plans that are ending 4/31 or 3/31, depending on the follow-up. So maybe somebody lost their coverage, or one that we see often is replacing existing coverage, right? Somebody's not happy with their existing coverage. Okay, so what's the problem? The problem that we're trying to solve today is that private options, not all private options like short-term medical, limited med, they're not for everyone, right? We run into this problem, and to be honest with you guys, it didn't start for me until we started doing a lot more volume in a lot more states, right? We've got a partner with a travel nursing company that sends all of their travel healthcare workers to us. It's not just nurses, it's every single healthcare worker. I mean, they've got 60,000 people in their network. And so we're talking to a lot of people in odd states or with odd health conditions, or, very kind of niche requests that we weren't seeing before, because when somebody comes to us, okay, we've got to be able to meet their need. When we are marketing for ourselves, we can obviously market towards a specific individual, i.e. like the healthy and wealthy. But when we don't get to pick who's calling our phone, we've got to be able to meet that need. And so there is no one size fits all solution. What is the solution? Speaking of solution, it is to have an arsenal of products at your disposal. So some of the products that we're going to talk about, and this isn't an all-inclusive list here, but some of these products are some of the products that we are seeing the most in outside of the usual stuff, right? Outside of the standard major medical, or maybe somebody that is healthy and qualifies for a short-term medical. These are kind of those niche products that you've absolutely got to have. Okay. So here's what I want to do for you. Michael's going to post the link in chat. He's going to post both links. This is a 3-part training. We're not going to cover it all right now, right? Hopefully most of you guys are probably on your lunch break. I know if you're like Tim Greifer, or you're Mateo, or if you're Victor Gonzalez's stunt double over here, you've probably got appointments coming up. We're all in sales. We can't train all day, right? So we picked the lunch hour exclusively to make sure that we could go over this at a high level, and then we can follow up with a YouTube series. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you turn post notifications on, because each and every one of these products we'll be rolling out a more in-depth training on, okay, one by one. In addition to that, if you didn't register for the one-on-one call, that's really where we're going to put the how into process, right? That's really where I'm going to get on a phone call with you. We can fill whatever gaps you have in your product portfolio, teach you how to present that product, how to properly present that product to make sure that, one, the client knows what they have, but two, you're presenting it right, and you're meeting that need for your client. So Elevate Wellness, Partnership Health, HMA, EBA. This is the part where we're going to leave the slideshow and kind of jump into it. So the first thing I wanted to start with was EBA, and Kent, if Kent and Joe, either of you guys can chime in, but this is the Lifeline MEC from my perspective is one of the, actually not from my perspective, it really can't be argued. It is the most robust MEC plan out there. And really, I want Kent to speak to this too, Joe, on how he's selling it alongside of ACA, because I know, Kent, you're doing a lot with the Lifeline MEC. And I'm going to scroll down here to kind of the benefits as well.
Before Ken gets into that, I just want to say, so we partnered with Elevate to actually, the reason it's so rich, everybody, is we built it based on what our customers were asking us for. Okay. Ken's done the best job of anybody selling this thing. I just, when you find out, when you ask, all right, where does some of this stuff come from? We've got tens of thousands of clients, and the whole idea was they were asking us for stuff, and we went and got it built.
Yep. Ken, if you want to go ahead and speak to this. So this is, if you guys aren't familiar of MEC plan, right, it's normally mainly for your wellness, your preventative care. But we were talking about those Fortune 500 people leaving a very rich benefits package, or used to, being able to go to the doctors they want to see. This is a great add-on to an ACA plan, or even a fixed benefit, short-term medical private option. But I want Kent, if you would, just speak to where you're seeing the best fit for it.
Well, good morning, everybody. I appreciate the opportunity. Am I coming in okay? Can you hear me?
You're loud and clear.
Perfect. So yeah, like Joe and Bradley said, we literally, our logo was a plan for everybody, and we quickly got into this thing and found out we had holes. So let me give you a live example. When I get a client on the phone and when I ask them what doctors are important to them, usually I get one or two, but when I get to the third name, fourth name, fifth name, light bulb list literally goes off. Okay. For me as a veteran agent, it's all about retention. I started out selling a lot of short-term limited medical, did really well, but at the end of the year, I saw that I was losing clients due to claims, and it bothered me. I work hard to get my clients. I want to hang on to them, and this product was one that really filled a hole. So when you do get a client that has multiple doctors, literally money sign goes off in your head, and it's all about, we have to get the right plan. We want to make sure they're paying for the services they need. If we put a client in a short-term plan and they don't go to the doctor for 4 months, and then they just go to that one office visit, and that doctor is not network, or there's not a copay, all of a sudden they say, why am I paying for insurance and it's not doing anything? And they cancel it. You don't find out until it's canceled. So I have put a stop loss on that. And for me, it's like, find out what the customer's needs are up front, and let's match it with the right products. So that's where, go ahead.
If you take a look at these plans, guys, the primary care doctor's visits, the specialist doctor's visits, the urgent care visits, lab work, x-rays, guys, this is all unlimited. So,
and it's not just preventative care. That's an actual primary care visit. That's an actual specialist. I sent this to somebody earlier, and obviously the rate, kind of reflects it, right? In the 195, 216 for the gold plan, but that is literally unlimited primary care visits, unlimited specialist visits, and like Joe was saying, x-rays, lab services with prescription benefits built in. So it's very, very robust. Anything you want to add on this, Kent?
Yeah, you guys literally took it right out. I mean, that's what it's all about. So basically the platinum plan, I want to point that one out, because that one actually, first of all MEC plans are guaranteed issue. So it includes the wellness and your copays. But on the platinum, there's actually some indemnity built in. So I literally had marketplace clients that got 94% cost savings reductions, had a zero deductible, $2,900 max out of pocket, but none of their doctors were network. So you bundle this with them, and if they go to the hospital, they get $2,000. Well, that even covered their max out of pocket on the marketplace plan. So you can literally bundle this with marketplace clients. You can bundle this with a NatGen 5,100%. what it brings to the table is the wellness benefits, the most comprehensive network. So the Lifeline does use PHCS, but it uses PHCS specific services, which is a little bit more comprehensive than the ancillary practitioner and ancillary one. So I want to mention that. So that's where this product fits. We literally use it as part of our bundle. We use it for clients that have multiple doctors. It's just the most comprehensive mech we have.
Thanks, Ken. And as you can see, guys, that admission benefit is $2,000, right? It's not just like a $50 a day or a $500 a day. I mean, that's going to give them a decent chunk towards their deductible, right? Another one that I'm really excited to share with you guys a little bit about. I've got the brochure pulled up here. We've talked about it. You've probably seen like ACA clone plans out there or, similar type plans. This is really, when I talk about, somebody that's used to a very benefit rich PPO plan, decently low deductible, or you can go extremely low, or bridging the gap to somebody for Medicare, somebody that doesn't qualify for a subsidy. There's really not a better option out there right now than the Premier plans through Elevate, right? We've got a Cigna Ppo, okay, and you can see the Cigna Advantage. This is a major medical, okay. It is underwritten, so there is some underwriting. It is not guaranteed issue. However, for somebody, in that 55 plus range that doesn't qualify for a subsidy, you can see the rate. And I don't know if you guys can make that out or if it's pretty small, but I'll zoom in. $673 a month for the 5,000 deductible. This is a true Cigna PPO. $829 for the 3,000. Or if somebody, like I said, is leaving a job where they had incredible benefits and this is what they're used to, $1,175, utilizing one of the largest networks in the country, right? You've got your copays for primary care, you've got copays for mental health, so on and so forth. And if the Cigna network doesn't do it for you, we also have the Anthem Blue Cross network as well. Go ahead, Joe.
And that's the nationwide Blue Cross network. And here's the cool thing, guys. Where we've had a lot of success with this. It's underwritten, so your customer has to be relatively healthy. It's all 50 states. Right? This is a national PPO. You can sell it in all 50 states. Brad was talking earlier about California, about New York, New Jersey. It doesn't matter where they reside. Yeah. And it is true major medical. So Brad touched on mental health and all that stuff. Everything is covered, and they will keep this all the way until, if you get somebody 55 years old that signs up on this plan, you got them until they turn 65 before you write their Medicare plan. They're not going anywhere. We have had a zero count on claims issues. It is, it has been everything for us that it's been promised. We've been selling this for just under 3 years, and I can't say enough good things.
And guys, I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff, like Michael said, or Victor, I should say. Really, I love this stuff. And one of the biggest challenges that I saw, and I ran into this most often, more recently, right? Because I made this partnership, or I struck up this partnership in the last 6 months with this travel nursing company. And we, like I said, we just started getting them in New York and Maryland and New Jersey and random states where we just didn't have the greatest of options. That's where this plan has really fit that need, right? I want to jump over while we're on the ACA major medical plans. I want to jump over to one other one, because as I mentioned, this one is underwritten. So you do have to pass underwriting. I will say it's fairly generous as far as the underwriting. You don't have to be a triathlete by any means, but it is underwritten, right? So if you needed a guaranteed issue, and Joe mentioned it earlier, and if you're paying attention, he said something about if you're talking to somebody that's pregnant, you didn't have any. And I know if you guys are really into this, you're like, wait, what? There's a plan that you could sell somebody that's pregnant. I want to preface it with this. We want to keep selling this plan. So don't only sell it to pregnant people, please, right? But the partnership health plan is one that we've had a ton of success with recently, and absolutely one that you want to add to your product portfolio, because it is guaranteed issue, right? So they use reference-based pricing on inpatient benefits. On outpatient, they use the multi-plan ancillary and practitioner network for that PHCS PPO. This is the MEC plan. They have some mech plans, but they also have a true major medical, bronze, silver, gold, and it's true metal rated. That's not just the name of it. They actually pass the tests for bronze, silver, and gold metal ratings. These are guaranteed issue, and they're zero deductible. Okay, they're zero deductible, true copay plans. So if you guys are into this, like I am, or a student of the game like I am, you're seeing this right now, and you're like, wow, how can that even be? That's crazy. Well, I don't know how it can be. We had this plan built as well, Joe. We can thank Joe for getting a plan like this built. But one thing I can tell you is we want to keep selling it. So we don't want to use it for only, only people that are pregnant or only people with major pre-X, because ultimately ACA is great for someone with that major pre-X. This would be great for somebody stuck in the middle of the year. Again, where we're seeing a huge opportunity is in states like California, New Jersey, New York, where there's just not a whole lot of product, and the rates are very, very generous as well. So if we're looking down here, MVP bronze for a single individual starts at 500, 555, and then gold 600. I like it because it's easy for me to remember the rates, at least for the individual as well. And then you can see this with spouse, with children, with family. Kent, Joe, is there anything you want to add on the PHP plans? I mean, I think they kind of speak for themselves with zero deductible and all copays.
The only thing I'll say, just don't make the one mistake. If we are selling it to somebody that's pregnant, only the silver and the gold cover maternity. It's a $350 copay for the outpatient services and $350 for inpatient. So your client is going to have a child for $700 about. So it is great. Look, the plan, you'll see, guys, that it does have a limitation on the number of days you can be in the hospital and on the number of surgeries that you can have throughout the course of the year. And that's how the money works, in all honesty. It has been, this is probably the single most successful product that we've launched in a long time. Our customers are exceptionally happy with this. And so are the agents, because the comp's really good comp. But here's the thing, guys, like on all this stuff, it's steady comp, right? It is level on this. So you sell this, they stay on it, you just keep getting paid. Unlike a short-term medical, if you're in the under 65 market, you don't have to keep rewriting it. You don't have to keep going back to it. You set it and forget it and just go sell them life insurance next year instead of having to flip their health.
And Brandon said, I need to get
You got anything else, Kent?
No, you did real good. There's highlights, and then there is just one area I want to touch on the whole. But if you look at that imaging, it's fantastic getting $350 copay on an MRI, PET scan, all of them. I mean, it's just very good coverage. The one thing they do ask is due to non-hospital base if it's non-emergency, and that's all the carriers are getting wise to that, but that helps them save costs with their actuaries on the pricing on this product. And then another example, like if somebody has a hernia, where before it's a pre-X and it's not covered, it's a $350 copay on just surgeries. I mean, it's just fantastic. Just try not to buy the claims. Put healthy people in it too. Put unhealthy as a favor, and you need to it. Make sure you get referrals and they stay in the plan. Other than that, it's just a fantastic product, and we're doing really, really well with it. And the claims are going fantastic. So
yeah,
Brad, just real quick, I'm going to bounce out for a couple minutes. I'll
absolutely
come back.
No worries.
But, Kent will cover me. Listen, guys, it's been a pleasure talking to all of you guys. I hope you guys have a whole bunch of questions that we can answer for you later. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. See you in a bit.
Brad, do you mind if I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
As the resident life insurance guy, in my mind, I know how money works on the life side, super simplistic. Or is there going to be a portion towards the end of this where you talk about the actual comp and how it works?
Yeah, I mean, the comp is obviously going to vary based on who you are and whatnot. This plan, correct me if I'm wrong, Kent, but this plan pays a percentage of the premium, and it's starting at 10-11%, which is pretty decent. I mean, that's what we were looking at. I'll answer any comp questions you have, as well as I'll point you to where we have all of the comp posted on the website for everybody to see, just like what you're used to there, Michael, but we'll absolutely talk about that. And I just want to point out, Brandon said, I need to get contract with this ASAP. And Brandon, I want to thank you because you're part of the reason why we're even doing this training. I keep going to these events and talking to agents, and I'm realizing, man, a lot of agents don't know about this. And I didn't for a long time. I mean, I give credit to Joe for introducing me to this stuff. I was very set in my ways of, hey, we don't work. Well, if I can't help them, I can't help them. I just move on to the next person I can help. But like what Kent was talking about, retention, also servicing inbound clients. Like if a referral calls me and I can't help them, that doesn't look good for me. That doesn't look good for my agency. And it doesn't look good if you're going around telling everybody you're the expert in the under 65 space. So this is very much a huge, opportunity for everybody to fill the gaps in their product portfolio, with or without us, right? I just want to introduce you to them. One thing that Kent said is the holes, right? I want to point out on this plan, and like I said, guys, we'll do in-depth trainings. I want to introduce you. I'm going to keep doing this stuff. But one of the big holes in this plan is going to be chemo and radiation. So a great opportunity. You can look at it as a negative, or you can look at it as a positive. It's a great opportunity to sell life insurance or critical illness, or, a critical care rider or something like that to help with the, with any sort of chemo radiation. Okay. Want to bounce back to one of my favorite new products. And this one's super simple, so we won't spend a whole lot of time with it. And you guys have probably seen it by now. It's not necessarily like a hidden thing anymore, but anytime a client even mentions something that is not traditionally like a gastric sleeve, or like, Botox, or anything that is not traditionally covered by insurance. Even, one person recently asked me about infertility, right? Does this plan cover infertility? I said, that's a really difficult, thing. She was young enough to where she could potentially pay for this plan for the next 3 years and not have to use it to utilize it for infertility. So there's different contribution amounts. Basically, the principle here is for every dollar that I'm putting into it, they're matching over time. So for every $2 or for every dollar you're spending for your healthcare, you're getting back $2. So essentially, they're cutting your healthcare expense down by 50%. Okay, you've got different options for contribution, all the way from $2,500 all the way up to $60,000. It's a per month contribution. Okay, so I want to show you kind of this chart real quick on how this works. This is Woody, and he's at the HMA 10,000 level. Okay, the HMA 10,000 level is $140 a month in contributions. Okay, you can see at month 8, he's actually contributed $1,120, and he started to make money, right? He started not make money. He started to have more money in the account than what he's actually contributed himself. There is a time between month 1 and month 8 where what you've contributed, you'll have less in the account than what you've contributed, but then they start to match, or the match starts, and will quickly get you up to that balance after 35 months. Okay, and basically $5,000 worth of contribution. You've now got an HMA account with $10,000 that you can start to use for things like Botox, lip injections, filler. I always go to the cosmetic surgery because, to be honest with you, that's where I'm saving the money. My wife, anything she needs down the road, we can pay for, right? Even things for kids, prescriptions, all of that stuff. If it's done by a doctor, you can utilize the HMA for it. So another great product to have in your tool belt outside of open enrollment. And I know, like I said, a lot of you guys are probably familiar with this. EBA. Okay, I'll pause for 1 second. Does anybody have any questions on anything we covered so far? I know we're covering it fast. I want to save questions for the end. And then again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I'm going in depth on every one of these products, because it's helped me greatly over the last 6, 8, 10 months. I know it'll help you guys. If anybody has any questions, though, feel free to jump on. Cool. We're doing good. So somebody recently brought to my attention that Safeguard Health has paused sales for their MEC plan. EBA is a good fit for the meantime. EBA is another MEC plan similar to what we covered here with Elevate. Big difference is EBA is a little bit cheaper because it covers less. It is purely preventative care. This is the minimum. It ranges from about $100 per member or 120 per member, all the way up to, you know, if you've got a family on it, it could be 370, 380, you know, depending on the level of the plan. I can actually show you just an example here. Like if I'm looking at the Mech Plus for a 40-year-old individual, you know, that 40-year-old individual is going to be 125. Adding a spouse is going to bring it up to 230. And that's the Mech Plus, which does give you some primary care. It's a little bit more than just your preventative because it's got primary care copays, $25, $5 per visit, and specialist copays, 1 visit per year. You can also step up to the premium, which has unlimited primary care doctor visits. Kent, do you want to? You're the Mech King. Anything you want to add when we're talking about the EBA plans?
Yeah, you know, one of the things that really stands out, and you remember a plan for everything. So
Yeah.
a lot of times we don't close a customer until the last couple of days of the month, or sometimes they roll over to the first, second, third, or fourth. What is unbelievable about this carrier is they will allow us to enroll all the way up to like the 7th and still get coverage effective on the 1st.
Yeah.
So really good for the last minute closure on the month-end clients, and they'll actually allow us to backdate. I just love that about them. You know, very good. And it uses the same network. I think that one's First Health versus PHCS, so that separates it from the other two. And then real quick, Bradley, on Safeguard, just to bring you up to date, that product's not going away. They're repositioning it, adding some benefits to it and adjusting the price, and we're going to get that information this week. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Safeguard Health's another great Mech plan. And like Kent said, here's what I do. I will usually quote EBA and Safeguard Health if it's just like an add-on and we're just adding some additional wellness benefits. I know some of you might be selling short-term medical or even like fixed benefit plans that have somewhat limited coverage for their preventative care. And we know that comes up, right? Clients ask about it. You know, we've got to be able to deliver. What I like about EBA is it runs on the First Health network, whereas a lot of the other ones are PHCS. So I will typically quote both of them. Okay, I'll quote EBA alongside of Safeguard Health if it's just an add-on, and the only thing that we're using to select is basically the doctors. So if they give me a list of 3 doctors, as Ken said, and all 3 of them are in the First Health, but only 2 are in multi-plan PHCS, well, I'm obviously going to go with the EBA plan. But generally speaking, they cover a lot of the same things. So they're pretty similar in benefit. The big separation is the network, and it's nice to have both because 9 times out of 10, you're going to find all the doctors in one of them or the other, right? And if you can't find all of them, you can find most of them. And one of the things that I will always tell my clients is, listen, I have to put you in the best plan possible. It doesn't mean it is the perfect plan, right? The best plan does not mean it's perfect. It just means it's the best that we could possibly do, right? So I love being able to offer the Mech plan as somebody who for a long time was against them, right? I was not against them, but not really for them because I just didn't run into the need as much. Now I'm seeing it all the time, more and more often. The last product that I want to, and then again, I want to open it up to any questions, anything else that we want to add in here. But the last product I'm really excited about, I've been adding this to just about any product that we sell. Doesn't matter if it's short-term medical, heck, even ACA. You know, we've even had a couple instances. We don't want to make a habit of this, but we've even had a couple of instances where they'll go back and negotiate a claim that happened 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and it is CHC Care. Okay, this CHC Care is an advocacy service. Okay, that for $9 as an individual or $22 as a family. They can enroll. And I know some of you love to have links where they can personally enroll. You can send a link to your client. They can personally enroll as long as they put your name in the referral network. You're getting paid on this. But for a $9 policy, I mean, the commissions are pretty good. I can't remember. It's a couple bucks, but it's a good portion of that $9 premium they're paying to actually have an advocacy service to negotiate bills on their behalf, help them out with any kind of balance bills they may get. So when you're selling some of these products, right, you've got to make sure that your client's taken care of. I can tell you one of the biggest things, and I've got one of my #1 agents right now I got one of my number one agents right now. He's bogged down in claims. Okay. He's like, man, I've just had a lot of claims hitting now. They're all getting paid and they're all getting taken care of, but he's dealing with a lot of claims. Literally just talked to him this morning. I said, dude, we've got to be selling more CHC care, because instead of costing you money right now while you're dealing with these claims, you're going to get paid on it and you're going to have your time back. So it's almost like twofold, whereas you're getting paid for your time, or you're getting your time back to make sales, as well as you're getting paid on the CHC care themselves. So $9 for an individual, $16 for a couple, $22 for a family. I actually have an agent who just she's in between insurances. She just canceled one plan, got another plan, starts the first. Her son got stitches, or got a what do they use in place of glued his eyelid shut, or eyebrow, whatever. And we actually enrolled her in this the day after so that they can go back and negotiate. Now, again, we don't make a habit out of that. It's not what it's for. We want to have this in place before that happens. But in those unique scenarios, could be an option to help your client out and make sure that we do the best thing for them. So, Kent, I know you're excited about this. I know you love this product. So anything you want to add here?
Yeah, I love this one. I love this one more than anything because, guys, every product we're talking about today was created to fill a gap to meet our clients' needs. Where can you get paid commission to take customer service off your desk? I bundle this with every client because when I'm done, I send them the policy numbers, every product that they have, and they have that on file for my client. I tell my client, if you have any issues, to call that 800 number and they're going to help them. That is fantastic. We're getting paid to have a company who does claims for a living. That's their job. Help our clients. We know how to sell products. We know how to meet our customers' needs, but we don't know how to help with getting claims paid. And these guys that are professionals, and now you're going to get paid to have them work for you. So exciting product, bundle it on every one of them. And your life, you can spend your time doing what you do best, servicing your clients, selling policies.
Awesome. Thank you, Kent.
You bet.
And since the man is here, I want to just end with this, right? I'm happy that Victor got on the call. I know he had an appointment that he had to jump to. And one thing I can tell you is Victor motivates me to give back more to the industry and to do more things like this. I don't know if anybody read my post that I made this morning, but at the beginning of this year, I made a commitment to spend the majority of my time, efforts, and energy working in my own agency, helping my own agents, not doing as many of these trainings and workshops and things like that. But after leaving another one of the events, right, where actually I saw Brandon, saw a couple others on the call here, and we were talking about just these niche products, I realized, man, we've got to get these into the hands of the people that are actually, I can't help everybody, right? But together we can fill these gaps in people's product portfolios. And so one day I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? I'll call Victor. I'll beg him to just host the training for me because I can't do all the admin stuff. And then I'll jump in front of the camera with a couple of buddies and we'll talk about some of these products and hopefully get them into the hands of the agents that are actually servicing those people out there. So really thanks a lot for that, Victor. I really appreciate you. I don't know if everybody on this call knows Victor, but he's got a heart to serve. He's got a heart to help people. So thanks again, Victor, for allowing me the opportunity to jump on here. I want to wrap this up, at least for those that do need to jump off, but I'm happy to stay here for the next 10, 15 minutes, answer any questions, kind of go back and forth. Let's try to keep it semi under control as far as unmuting and talking and things like that, one person at a time and all. But again, thank you, Victor. Everybody just give Victor a round of applause. Like, you know how to react. We all know how to use Zoom now. Give him the hand clapping emoji because he deserves it. Thanks, Victor. Really appreciate it, man.
Thanks for coming on and teaching, man. The value that you provide to people is just unreal, man. So thank you for coming on and sharing with everyone. That's why I put this together. That's why insurance growth workshops even exist, so that we could give back.
Well, we're just getting started too. Me and Kent and Joe and everybody else, we're going to get together and put some more trainings together on these specific products, kind of one at a time. I want to do a high level overview Just great opportunities to meet your clients' needs outside of open enrollment. So if anybody has any questions, I'm here for it. Kent's here for it. I don't think there's really anything that together we can't answer. So more than welcome to jump in. And also, if there's any note take, I was thinking about this as we were going through. I mean, I recorded the whole thing, but if there's any like expert note takers, I saw some of you guys were writing, at least some that had the cameras on. Send me the notes from this too, if you would, because I'd love to post that and kind of just, you know, again, share with everybody. We are recording this, so I'll share the recording. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, it'll be there along with a bunch of other content that we're working on. So, you know, appreciate it again.
And if you're not following Insurance Growth Workshops, give the page a follow, please.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, Brandon. Well, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Rich, Kenneth, Tina, Ben, my man, Manny, Tim, Pamela, Mike Moore, Mateo, all you guys for jumping on. Really appreciate it. If nobody has any questions, we'll wrap this thing up and hopefully get your question. I know you have questions. But hopefully we'll get those questions answered in the form of video where we go through a little bit more detail of these products and how they service them. I want to actually get some recordings of them being sold as well, so we can get you the presentation. So we'll make that happen.
I got some fun questions for you, Brad. You knew I wouldn't let you off that easy.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on, Victor. Come on, Victor, number 2. Yeah,
let's go. Let's go short brown Victor, right? So here we go, baby. All right. So just real question with you. Like on the life side, we obviously get advanced commissions either as soon as the policy itself is approved or as soon as the first premium is paid. By and large, is the U65 side, is it you get paid as earned monthly, or is there also advancing components? Because like, like on Medicare, it's weird. On the Advantage side, you're getting paid as earned.
Yeah.
After a certain time, and then like on the supplement side, you get advanced. I was curious what the U65 side looks like.
Well, I can tell you that a lot of the products that we talked about today, and a lot of products, it's funny because what Joe said is level commissions. You know, he talked about a lot of those products having level commissions. It's funny because it seems like the products that have level commissions a lot of times don't advance, but the beauty is they're level, right? So if I'm making $40 on a policy a month and it's level for life and I get 100 of those on the books, I know that I got $4,000 coming in every single month from those policies that I sold, and it remains level. So having a good mix, I think, is super important. But a lot of the products we sold or talked about today are as earned. They pay out as earned, just because of the nature of the plan.
And they're lifetime, I'm guessing, or there are certain ones that cut off.
A lot of them are lifetime. Yeah, like the major level. Level for life. Yeah, the major meds that we covered today are level. So really cool to get those on the books, and those stick, right? 4 or 5 years.
You know, and Victor, just so you know too, they pay out at levels Victor. Just way higher than the ACA. You know what I mean? When you compare it, you're getting like for 10 ACA clients, one of those partnership health plan or Elevate Wellness, you get monthly.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I was doing the math. Like I've been doing a lot more of the ACA that I've been looking at, because like we're be very transparent. I don't know how many life-centric agents are on the call, but like that's what I'm known for. I'm a very good life guy. And the state of the industry currently is the life side is getting so overloaded with, let's just say, the wrong sort of people. It's a very polluted pond right now. That's putting it as lightly as I can. And so what I think is the better agents on the life side are going to start moving to the health side. And the most attractive thing to us life guys is ACA, simply because it's stupid simple. You go on the old Health Sherpa, you click a button, and like they have ACA suddenly. And
you haven't sold enough of it. You haven't sold enough of it. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
It's simple to sell it. It's a different thing to service it.
Oh, exactly. And that's
call the carrier. Call the carrier. Call the carrier.
Exactly. And I talked to Brad at one of these events, and he's like, "There's so much more to U65 than ACA." He's like, "It's a drop in the bucket," and that's where you get your feet wet in ACA. But like, here's where the big stuff comes in. That's why I'm more curious about that side. And plus, like, your health stuff is gonna be way more sticky, right? If you're between two things, like my $100 life policy, my $100 health insurance, you're gonna use your health insurance every month. Possibly, you're gonna use your life insurance once, maybe twice. Who knows? Right. So,
or if you're a cat, maybe 9 times, but
you never know.
The other thing too is a lot of those products we talked about. I mean, you guys probably noticed CHC Care, right? Compass Health Consultants, CHC Care. So a lot of the products that we talked about today are literally like administered by not administered, as we're not the TPA, but like we work really closely with the carrier. So, you know, if you have questions, it's not like call the marketplace, right? If your client runs into something, it's not like, well, you have to call the marketplace, and then the marketplace is going to tell you to call the carrier. And then you call the carrier and they're going to tell you to call the marketplace. You call me or you call whoever you're connected with, and you know, we're going to get you the help that you need, the help that your client needs. It'll be a lot more streamlined than the back and forth you'll end up getting in the marketplace now. But we're not trying to replace the marketplace. We're just trying to fill in the gaps that the marketplace maybe doesn't service. Marquise had a question. Have you ever heard of health markets? If so, what's your thoughts? I'll tell you, I was at a golf tournament on Saturday, and I was standing there watching golf, whatever. And I looked back, and there's a guy with a health markets hat on, and started talking to him. And we've got a meeting scheduled to talk about him coming on board with us. So that's how I feel about them. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't feel any type of way. I don't feel any type of way about them. They're, you know, from what I know, a great company, but a lot's changed with them in the recent years. I know they sell a lot of ACA plus indemnity, plus dental, you know, plus a lot of supplements. So no real thoughts, but Marquise, if you're looking to join an agency, I would think you've got better options, you know, starting with those of us that are on this call today. Anybody else have any? I really appreciate, I mean, I can't believe 30 of you hanging around still. That's awesome. It's been a great hour spent with you. I'm excited to roll out more of the trainings on this. To be honest with you, if you guys are selling this product or selling any product in the health space, you're familiar with copays and deductibles, and, you know, even if you're selling Medicare or even life, I mean, even Michael knows what a copay is. Come on now, or Victor, I should say, Victor number 2. So you're familiar, and honestly, reach out to me directly. I'll send you the brochures. I've got most of your guys' contact information as well. I'll send you the brochures. I'll send you, you know, you can look through it on your own time. If I was thinking about it ahead of time, I would have put a Dropbox link together for you so you could, you know, go in there, but I'd rather have you reach out to me. Some of you guys look familiar and we've met, but others we haven't. And I'm looking forward to meeting with you, looking forward to connecting with you. So certainly reach out. Do we email?
Yeah.
Nick, good question. Good question, but you're on my team, so you look in the questions channel on Slack, and I sent out the link earlier. Any of you guys can start enrolling in CHC Care right away with no contracting. In fact, I'll go ahead and put the link out there for you now, or I'll send it to you. If you'll have to reach out to me, but I'll send you the link. And basically what you would do, I put my email in there. Basically what you would do is you just put your name in the referral box that you were the person that referred them. And then eventually, after you sell 10 of them, after you add 10 of them to the plans, they'll get you your own link and everything. So we can work with you on that. But yeah, it's not even a contract you have to do. So super, super simple, ready to plug you right in.
Hey, Brad, I have a question. Because I came on a little bit late, for everyone who filled out a form for a one-on-one with you after this, have you already gone over how you're going to go about scheduling that with everyone?
I'm just going to be reaching out, man. I'm just going to be reaching out. I'll send a calendar link through email. So I've got everyone's email that did register. If you scroll up, by the way, the tiny URL that was posted, that is the link to register. So if you've not register. I know people, I'm not going to say I would charge, but I know people who charge, you know, $150, $250, $500,000 for a 15, 20, 30-minute one-on-one session. I'm doing it for free. I want to connect with you, especially if you guys are going to events like Medicare Con and things like that. I want to see you there as well. But I'll reach out via email first with the links. You can schedule a time at your convenience and we'll go from there. Honestly, Victor, I didn't really expect 40 so people to be signed up for it. So I was thinking I'll just call them all individually and, you know, we'll figure it out, whatever. But I'll have to get a little bit more efficient and send out a calendar link.
Definitely. Yeah, this is a record-setting training as well. So it's the most live attendees we've had on one. So great job.
Thank you guys. Thanks everybody. It's not necessarily about the numbers, right? But it is cool to know. And you know, listen, I was going to break down the actual 6 figures and 9 months and all that stuff, but to be honest with you, I'm tired of talking about money. It's like, it's just so scammy to me to be like posting Lambos and recruiting videos and things. Like, we're just going to help a whole lot of people make a whole lot of money doing it. And in the meantime, hopefully build some relationships. So it is what it is. But if you do want to know how to make 6 figures outside of OEP, sell a lot of the products we just talked about, and you'll be there. You'd be great.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, if anyone has any other questions, now's the time. If not, first off, Michael, thank you for covering for me. Michael Benyaminov, aka Victor Gonzalez, #2. And then Brad, thank you so much for coming on and hopping on and training and giving this. And I know the amount of value that you're going to give on top of what you already taught today, but on these one-on-ones also is going to be like, it's going to be career changing for a lot of agents. So once again, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming out and doing this. And thank you to everyone who came out today.
You did all the hard work, buddy. I just showed up. You see, I renamed it Victor #2.
Love you, buddy.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close up the meeting. I really appreciate all your time. Let's get to it. I'm hungry. I'm ready to get back to work. So appreciate you. Hopefully I'll be here. I'll be reaching out with, hopefully I'll be talking with you all soon. And let's make it a great week.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Bradley.
Take it easy.